I wear my emotions on my sleeve. But I laugh as hard now as I used to cry. Yes. I'm determined to be well. And the only way that I know, it may not be for you all, but for me, it's through Christ. For me, it's through God. He brought me this far for a reason. And you all are one of the reasons. Everything happens for a reason. I don't believe in coincidences. I don't. Because I believe that everything is supposed to happen the way God, even the bad stuff. I'm just going to keep it real. Even when things are going bad and you're like, what in the world is going on? Somebody might have stole your wallet and you got to pay a bill. And you're like, okay, why me? Why not you? Because just like I'm standing here able to tell you all about my recovery and my walk and how I got to here, to this place right here in my life, I want you to be able to do the same thing one day, if you're not already doing it. And you can. You can. You can. This last piece is called I Cried. Lord, help me not to cry. I woke up in the morning one day without my mommy, and so I cried. I was strapped to my brother's stroller, placed in the welfare system at the drop of a dime, almost lost my family for a lifetime, and so I cried. My family, they started to visit me. And when they left, those nasty, ugly people took away my Twizzler candy. And they left me with none. I hated that place. It's just not fair. Bad enough, I had to sleep in those pee-peed up cots upstairs. They were conveniently stripped bare. Nobody seemed to care. Yeah, I would just cry and cry and cry. I had nightmares and indescribable fears. I'd wake up to the sounds of my own muffled tears. And day after day, my young life was so full of torment and shame. And no one seemed to care just the same. So I cried, and I cried, and I cried. Finally, oh my God, I can see my Nana and my fly girl aunties. Oh my God, here I see my grandfather, my first love. We called him Popeye. Although, come to think of it, he was the same man years later that actually disowned my mama for prostituting her body to his friends for dope money to get high. Yeah. Him too made me cry. So I just cried. And I cried. And I cried. Mommy, coming around the block, high off that melted down ghetto rock, embarrassing me. Yeah, maybe she was the one that was crazy. Well, it's not like she could come up to the 5th floor no more, because my Nana, my mother's mother, was definitely afraid of her man, my mother's father, and he would abruptly stop my mommy at the door. So I cried, and I cried, and I cried, and I cried. Growing up in a brick city in Harlem, I loved and hated my community. So I wanted better for me and my little family. So I moved to the Virginia suburbs. Yeah, DC was really where I wanted to be, Howard University. But I thought that I needed to be there. So I ran there. And guess what? That's where I found God. I found God there. And I started getting high myself off of cocaine there. And I started my brand new roots there. Began to have babies. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then I came back from my mommy and I took her there. And she found God there. And my mommy got saved and filled with the Holy Ghost. And my mommy was just so brave. And she began to incline her ear to hear. But then the Big Apple somehow had its hooks in me. And I had to go back there. So we made it back. But my mommy, she didn't. Y'all wanna know why? My mommy died of AIDS, y'all. And that's when I really began to cry. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. So far away from home. But y'all know what? Y'all want to know what? Knowing that my mommy is free, I can now smile real wide.